Hey everyone. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry I haven't been around to do some content for my channel for a while. I've been very busy with like a lot of amazing stuff. As you probably know, I was very busy these past 2 weeks, um, doing the work that I do at Coachella. This was like my box, and and inside of it you have like my bands that I have to wear every week to make sure I get in. These are like my pass. And yeah, so I've been like very busy working at Coachella. I got to see like a lot of amazing artists while I was working. I got to see Charlie XCX, who I've admired for about 10 years. I saw Kali Uchis, Rosalia. Um, I did see Blackpink, the Gorillas, and of course I saw Blink 182, among many other people. And there's some people that I even discovered that I never heard of before, like Youngbloods and Muna and Mommy and this guy named Porter Robinson. And they're all amazing. I'm actually now a fan of all of them now because they're so awesome. So while I was there, I was able to, get some good stuff. Got some great records. So I'm happy to share what's in this big old bag of records, as well as um, this bag right here as well. And this is the RSD bag. So first, I'm gonna show you the stuff I know you all want to know. What did I get for RSD? So we're gonna start off with RSD titles. So the first one out of the bag is Ivy Apartment Life Demos. If you don't know what Ivy is, it's like one of the first early bands that the late great Adam Schlesinger was in, and this is a companion piece to the reissue of their album Apartment Life, being released through Bar None Records, which is a label that I've been familiar with since 1999. So this is one of the records I got for RSD. I'm looking forward to listening to this. Another one is from an artist named Dodie, and I have her latest album called Build a Mystery or something like that. This is like an EP called Hot Mess, and so I'm glad to add this to my Dodie collection as well. Next, I got Nora Jones, Little Broken Hearts Live. I love this album. I love the Little Broken Hearts album. It's one of my favorites of hers. And I know that they're putting out a expansive version of it, so I might get that as well. But I'm glad I get this because I always get all the Nora Jones stuff that they put out. And she also plays electric guitar too, so she's a rocker. I know everybody's gonna ask me, did you get this one? And the answer is, yeah, I got Taylor Swift. Folklore, the Long Pond Studio Sessions. This is what she was performing on that Disney Channel, that Disney Plus thing that came out a couple years ago. So glad to see it gain a release. Looking forward to listening to this as well. I remember this album when I was in high school. I was actually a freshman when the big song came out, which was The Verpipe with Villains. I totally didn't know this was going to be released for RSD. So to see this was totally amazing to see it get a release. Looking forward to hearing this again. I have to get this because I'm a very big fan of her music, and her name is April March. And she's the one that does that song, Chick Habit, which was in the movies But I'm a Cheerleader and Death Proof. And this is like a new album that she did. April March meets Staplin. And this is was actually pressed at Third Man Records. So this is a great title. I just had to get this because I know that I'm gonna love this entire album, even though I only know it's one song of it, and it's "Wake Up and Smell the Coffee" by the Cranberries. Um, yeah, this is a good album. I only heard "Analyze," but I've heard a couple of other songs from it. And I liked it. It's sort of like has some of the drags from the previous album, which was "Bury the Hatchet," which is my favorite Cranberries album. So this sort of has like sort of like a shared DNA from it. Um, I'm a very big fan of this band. Remember when the Details album came out, so I know how to get the demos of it, and that's Fro Fro. And I'm so glad to get these. I love hearing Imogen Heap and the stuff that she does, so this is awesome. Next is Blacklight by Groove Armada. And what I love is they team up on this album alongside Nick Littlemore of Pinal and Empire of the Sun, as well as one of my favorite performers, Brian Ferry. So he's on this one as well. So happy to get this. Next is I love Susie Quattro. She's like a badass bassist, and I'm so glad that they released the second album for this one, because they did the first album, but I think the first album was only available in England. So for them to put out the second album here in America, it's awesome. And I believe it's also on green vinyl, whereas the other one was on pink. So this is awesome. Love Susie Quattro. And the last RSD title that I got was Tori Amos, Little Earthquakes, the B-sides. And I love me some Tori Amos. That's totally like, also the soundtrack of the 90s for me. And, I'm so glad that they put this out, and can't wait to listen to this. Somebody asked me a question. Let's see if I could see the question. Oh, there it is. Frank Ocean Coachella opinion. Oh wow, that's a heavy question. Yeah, it's hard to really I guess he really wasn't up to it. I from what I've heard, he probably wasn't up to it, and you have to understand from his point of view that he was nursing a fractured ankle. And plus, he was also going through some stuff because I guess going to Coachella was sort of like a tradition between him and his brother passed away. So, to be at Coachella without his brother was probably hard on him. So, but I guess he should have, sort of checked his mental health before going to Coachella. So, yeah. That's like a hard thing to really, really talk about. But I'm glad that Blink-182 was there to, fill in for the second weekend. It's just sad that it didn't go so well the first weekend, but things happen. Things really do happen. I was wondering that question too, Dave. I was like, can we have Billy Ocean instead? I want to hear Caribbean Queen perform live. I was barely a baby when Billy Ocean came out with Caribbean Queen and Get Out of My Dreams and Into My Car. I want to see those songs live. So I'd rather take Billy Ocean than Frank Ocean. I don't even know who Frank Ocean is. Didn't hear the name until Coachella. So if he's not on my radar, he's probably not. Yeah. Now to the big ass haul of other stuff that I got from Record Safari. And if you guys don't know, Record Safari was the store that curated the Coachella record store for this year, as well as they've been doing it since 2018. So now we're gonna go to what I got. First, I was like, I had a sweet tooth, so I needed to get some cake. also I got Prolonging the Magic as well as Fashion Nugget. Um, I've been wanting to get their records, their albums on records on vinyl for a while, so happy to get them on here. Um, Next is um, Coldplay Parachutes. Finally got their first album on vinyl. Um, but this is weird because in the back of the jacket, if you read right there, it says like it's being released by EMI Records, Parlophone, and stuff like that. So I was thinking like, oh my god, I got an original pressing. This is amazing. But then I open up the record, and inside of it, it says Warner Music Company or something like that, and it has like the new information. So I guess they just didn't, change the information here. So I thought I was getting an original pressing on Parlophone. Oh wow. The next one I got. Oh, this is something I got in the mail. But I'll show these two. I got Gran Turismo by Cardigans. And it was actually God, I forgot his name, but he's one of the Gunkles. But he was showing this on the Gunkles about a couple of weeks ago, and I knew I had to get it for my collection because I love the Cardigans and I love Erase and Rewind. So happy to get this one. Also, I got from is Confessions of the Dance Floor by Madonna, the pink vinyl version. So happy to get this. I love Hung Up. This is probably like the last exciting Madonna album that she ever put out. Even though I think she really peaked at Ray of Light, but this is a really nice, album as her music declines. Next one is I've been following this girl since 2015, 2016, and she put out a song called OMG, I'm Over It, and it's Jen Champion. She's an artist out of the Seattle area. She's on Harley Art, and I really love the song OMG, I'm all over it, and so I'm glad to get this album, and can't wait to hear this too. Next is two from an amazing band that I remember seeing at my first Coachella, and that is Rilo Kiley, which is Jenny Lewis and Blake Sennett. And so this is the first album, and I also got their second album, Takeoffs and Landings. I'm trying to find their third album at the moment. Can't seem to find it, and they didn't have it, sadly. Next is Soccer Mommy, a collection, and I've been listening to Soccer Mommy's music lately, and it's pretty good. It's very indie, which I love. So glad to get this. This one is for the jazz person inside of me, and that is Madeleine Peru. And I remember hearing this while I was in college, because she did a really great version of the song Dance Me to the End of Love by Leonard Cohen. And so I was always wanted to get this album on vinyl for quite some time, and so happy to finally get it. And this is also color vinyl too, which is amazing. I didn't expect it to be color. I remember wanting this for quite some time. Blind Melon. I was like so stoked to find this over there. It's a music on vinyl edition, and so it has the popular song No Rain. So glad to soothe the 90s. I've been soothing my 90s palette lately with all these vinyl stuff, including Music Box by Mariah Carey, which has the song Dream Lover, Heroes, and her take on the Badfinger classic Without You. And yes, I'm saying it's Badfinger and not Harry Nelson, even though Harry Nelson's version is the one everybody knows. I always say it's a Badfinger song. Let's give credit where credit is due, people. Badfinger. This is the first album by Carly Rae Jepsen, Tug of War. This is before she broke out with Call Me Maybe. So it's gonna be interesting to hear her early stuff before she made the big album with the Kiss album. This artist that I just got into recently. Her name is Julia Jacqueline, and she put out a really good album through Rough Trade, and so it's great to hear her first album, this one. So glad to get it. Again, that's also indie rock. Okay, this is the album that I knew I had to get, and it is Emmett Rhodes, the lead singer of Merry Go Round, and who everybody says is the closest as anybody's ever come to sounding like Paul McCartney. And I had to get this because every time I think about Emmett Rhodes, I think about our good friend Beans. And I know Beans was a very big Emmett Rhodes fan, and so this is in tribute to Beans. We love you, Beans. We miss you. We love you. I always wanted this one too. Lou Reed, Transformer. First time ever anybody has ever done a really nice song about trans people. And he does that with the song The Wild Side when he talks about Hollywood Long and all the other trans people that hanged out with Andy Warhol. So I'm so glad to get this into my collection. I did tell you guys it's a very big haul, so let's see if I could do sort of like a little speed round. First is the debut album, Matthew and Son by Cat Stevens. If you don't know this album, it's a really great one. And performing on this album with Cat Stevens is Nicky Hopkins on piano and also John Paul Jones on bass and orchestration before he did. It was with Led Zeppelin. Gotta Get Me Some Octong Baby by U2, because She Moves in Mysterious Ways. Love this album. Next is Head First by The Babies. I know Patrick was selling this. I don't know how much it went for, but I got it for $5. And also, this is sort of like a misprint too. And let me show you the misprint. And the misprint is on the B side of the record, because whereas you have the nice label printed on this side, on the B side it's missing the chrysalis stuff. So I have two misprint pressings of Babies albums. The first one I did get from Patrick, so I will give him that credit. But this one I got for way less than what he sold at his latest auction. Sorry, Patrick. I did tell you I got it at Coachella. So yeah, whoever spent more than $5 on theirs, I got you beat. Next is Abacab by Genesis. And I got this album because I love the song Keep It Dark, which is an amazing tune. And so I knew I had to get this for my collection. And I think I pretty much satisfied all the Genesis albums I've been wanting. Next is Los Lobos by the Light of the Moon. Hey, Dusty. And I knew how to get this because I love the song One Time One Night. My dad used to play it a lot and it takes me back to being a kid when the whole La Bamba stuff was happening. And so glad to get Los Lobos. I don't know why these are in here, so I'm not going to show those. Next is Semisonic. And this is Feeling Strangely Fine. I didn't know this was on vinyl, so when I saw it, I said I knew how to get this. And of course, it has the hit song Closing Time, which is actually one of my dad's favorite songs. I remember playing it for him, and he was like, he got a kick out of it. So I was like, "This is for you, Dad. Thinking about you with closing time." Um, Next is one of the artists that performed at Coachella. Their name is Muna, and it also includes Phoebe Bridger, and first time ever seeing an actual full lesbian band. And so, me, I love my lesbians because I am one. So, yeah, I love these girls so much. And their set were so hot. I still need to find video of their set at Coachella. They're amazing. Next, this one surprised me. And it's One Bedroom by The Sea and Cake. And the reason why I got this is because they did an amazing version that stays true to the original arrangement of Sound and Vision by David Bowie. And so I remember hearing it in the commercials a lot, and I knew I had to get this album. So I was like, yes, I got this one. Yay. The next one is, and it still has the original hype sticker to it. It's Life's Rich Pageant by R.E.M., featuring the amazing track Fall On Me, as well as other great songs on it, like, Swan Swan H and Begin the Begin. Amazing album. And I believe this is like the last album of rotating producers before they started working with Scott Litt on the next album, which will be Document. I had to get this because I met her and she was amazing, and my uncle turned me on to this album, and it's Jodie Watley. And this has the big hits, looking for a new love, she's a thrill, and stuff. So love me some Jodie Watley. And yeah, I met her at Palm Springs about a couple years ago. She was amazing. The most polite person ever. Next album I got is Raspberry's Greatest Hits. And I just love that back cover too, with all those capital 45s. And even get a kick out of the label as well. Because the label is in a nice red pressing on Capitol. And it's done by Friday Music. So I know people are very iffy about Friday Music releases, but from what I've gotten in my collection of Friday Music, they sound good. So hopefully this will be another, great one to listen to. And I remember seeing this during the first week, but I sort of skipped on it and I regretted it. But luckily it was still there during the second week, so I got it. And the last two albums are from the same artist as well. And it is Talk Talk. The Party's Over. And this is on a beautiful white label that was released on Parlophone. So it has the Parlophone thing right there on a nice milky white label on it. And the second album that I got from Talk Talk is, of course, can you guess what it is? Let me put this in as you guys get your guessing. Time's up. Hey, Miss You. And I got It's My Life. And it is also released through Parlophone. And this one, I believe, is in a purple vinyl. And I have yet to open it yet. Let's see if we can open it now. Oh, it is open. I didn't realize it was open already. Okay, thank you. Nice purple Talk Talk. That is so amazing. So I can't wait to listen to this as well. And I have the original. I have the original pressing of Talk Talk on EMI. it was a British pressing too. So to get this is amazing. So that is the mega haul that I got at Coachella. And again, here's my box again of stuff. And I love these boxes too, because they have like the sort of designs of the stuff that you'll see at Coachella. My bands. You get like this nice little sticker of it, as well as like some activity stuff you could do on your own. So yeah. So thank you so much for tuning in. Like I said, I did get like a lot of stuff. So now I need to put this bag into the bag before these fall over and break. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all later. I love you all. Stay safe out there, and you are loved. Bye.